Hey guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoilery gush for The Fate of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. As I said, this video will have spoilers in it, so if you have not read this book, I will link my spoiler-free review on the screen. So like I said in my review, this felt like the perfect conclusion for what this story gave us, with the first book being like a complete fantasy, the second book revealing that this was not what you thought it was. This did feel like a very true conclusion. I don't want to say that it's a satisfying conclusion because I don't really think that it is, but it feels very correct for what Erica Johansson was trying to do and for what she did throughout the series. What I liked about this is getting to see both the past and the present for a number of characters, especially Finn, just getting to see how he evolved into what he currently is, and all these characters, kind of how they turned out how they currently are, and the history of the world and how it got to where it is. All of that was very satisfying because when, in the second book, you kind of feel like, how did we get to this place where they're back in this like medieval setting when they are from our future, you know? So it was just interesting to get to see what happened, although it was also very chilling and just like kind of gut-wrenching, and there's a kind of like a lack of hope there in a way, seeing that it's like this is just going to dissolve and crumble into pain. But it was still satisfying to get that part wrapped up. What I liked about this is for all the characters that we do get to follow, the series gives them something. It either gives people redemption, or it gives them vengeance, or it just gives them acceptance. Whatever it is that the characters kind of need or deserve, the series gives them. So with Javel, the gate guard, you have him finding his wife, her being like, screw you, I don't need you, you're too late, whatever, and him like losing his whole sense of identity, but then at the very end being like, I am a gate guard. This is what I want to do. This is what I've always done. I'm good at this. And sort of having some redemption through that. With Penn and Kelsey's relationship, we have some closure and acceptance there. I did feel like that was sad. Like I just was like, because I really do like Penn and Kelsey's relationship. Like, I like the guard in love with the queen. Like, that whole scenario is just something that I really enjoy. So them not working out, even though I always knew they weren't going to work out, was sad for me. And just the kind of like, he's like, I want to be a guard. That matters more to me than this relationship because I know that you won't be able to give me what I need from you. And them both like accepting that was bittersweet. And we have the stuff with Asa and her dad. I did hate how Asa died like in one sentence. It felt very like Mockingjay. Like, I was not into that. But we did have her get her vengeance, acceptance, whatever, with her dad's situation with her abuser in a way that was very, again, true to the series. And lastly, sort of the redemption slash acceptance with the Red Queen. I have loved her character throughout the series. I found her so interesting and compelling, and we have that wrap up of Kelsey being the one to kill her because she can't kill herself, and them being this, again, like mirror to each other, and her kind of having this humanity and them having this connection and this bond. That was like such a good conclusion there. Like, she's turned into this character that like still was an antagonist and still did horrible things, but like she had lost so much of that power that she was brought back down to earth in a way that by the time she died, it just, again, felt very like satisfying. Again, I did like seeing the history of the world with religion and with dictators and stuff. That, again, right now felt very like, a little too current, with seeing like religious extremism, people making themselves out to be religious that really aren't, and using that religiosity to control masses and setting themselves up as dictators. Reading that in our current times was just like not soothing to the soul. But it was also one of those things that's like, yes, this is what happens. As far as the magic and Kelsey always fighting her like inner vengeful side and her like Queen of Spades side, we have this whole reveal of who is she actually descended from? Is she descended from Ro and his magic because she does have his sapphire as well? She has used that before. Or is she a Tearling? And I think what's so kind of great about this is we don't get the answer because it doesn't actually matter. This book really does show that it's like, it's up to your choices that you make. I will say that the whole reveal of Katie having slept with both boys or guys or whatever you want to say, because I feel like they are teenagers. Maybe they're in their 20s by then. I'm forgetting because the timeline there is very odd. But having the reveal of her having slept with Ro and Jonathan is just like, what? Because you sort of like the scene with her and like Ro having their whole thing is kind of like, I guess, but then when her and Jonathan are like in the prison and just have sex on like day 4, and I know it just felt like it was done so that we could kind of be like, which one is Kelsey from? But it just didn't really feel true to Katie's character. Like, it didn't, I don't care that she slept with both guys. She can do what she wants. Have a good time, girl. But it was just like, we didn't have any of this in the rest of the book, so to have it thrown in there, it really just felt like it was a thing so that we could be like, what's her lineage? I don't know. And I liked the whole theme of the lineage and it not mattering, but it was still like, I didn't like how that was done. The end of this book was something that I like struggled with a bit, because at the end when Kelsey like goes back and kills Ro, is she a manifestation? Did that really happen? Is that a hallucination? Because we have her like coming out of Katie's skin, which is a very weird, not really in line with the rest of the story visualization. And then Katie's fine, and like that didn't happen, but did it? But like at one point you see like Katie's skin. It was very weird. I was like, is this all in their heads? Is this just like an energy manifestation? What happened here? And then the very end, where that impacted everything, and that impacted the timeline, and then Kelsey is suddenly in this like different, almost closer to our world, and she's not a queen, and she's not anything, and she doesn't have, she's the only one that remembers. That was so like gut-wrenching, because she gave up so much, and this whole story is really about sacrifice, but she gave up so much, and that was like, it was not satisfying. But again, it felt true for this world, because this world never wants you to be comfortable. So her like not having anyone recognize her, but her still knowing everything, is a gut punch. Like it is not satisfying. I'm hoping, because the book just kind of like lets you decide, I'm hoping that it does eventually fade and she just like, you know, assimilates into her current life and like her old memories just kind of go away. But it is like, there is this moment of it being like very unfair, where you're like, wow, like she did all this stuff and what does she get for it? Nothing. But also it is like an opportunity for her to rest and not have to be a queen. But yeah, the very end was just like so rushed and so like unsatisfying, but again, still very true for the story. So that is it for my thoughts on this book. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Fate of the Tearling. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.